Manny, you almost got me after the second one, bro. I almost started talking. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Post Up, the 5 Reasons Sports Post Game Show. I am your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and I'm joined today by my man, Ariel Ortiz, the First Lady of 5 Reasons Sports, Alana Tahauer, Gadiel Carter-Hayner, my man, Ricky J. Mark, and my man, Brian Young. Everybody, we got a good win today from the team. You know, pretty much solid from end to end, playing against one of the worst teams in the league. And this game never felt like it was much of a contest, which is exactly what we wanted it to feel like. So we're going to go around the horn. Ricky, I think you were talking about it before we got on stream about how we got the game that we needed from the people that we needed it from. So what did you see from tonight's game, brother?
I saw, and you'll forgive me if I sound like a broken record after these wins, I saw a balanced Heat effort. When you've got a team that has arguably 1.5 stars on it, and I'm not trying to be hating, but let's just be honest, okay? Jimmy, you see the numbers, Jimmy. Nobody else gets Jimmy numbers on this team. You need a balanced effort from the rest of your guys. You have 6 players, I think it's 6 if I'm counting it correctly, 6 players in double figures tonight, and about, let's see, 8 players that played more than 20 minutes. That's not bad. That's not bad. You know, they won against the team that they were supposed to win against. The guys hit the shots that they needed to at the right times. Not everyone was lights out from the field, but it's all right. It's all right. These things happen. As long as things are balanced the way they are, this is a hard out. This Heat team is a hard out against anybody.
I see my guy Jose Mato said our star now is KO, the GOAT. Absolutely. So let's go to the resident KO promoter, Ariel Ortiz. Man, what did you see from your man KO and the rest of the team tonight?
Well, I'll start with the rest of the team because I like to save the best for last. So I really thought that, you know, they played a phenomenal game. The defense was really good. You know, I loved how the Heat were trapping the Cavs guards on the perimeter. I thought that was really smart. Cleveland's a pretty poor offensive team. They get nearly 40% of their overall offense from their starting backcourt. And so, you know, I just felt like the Heat's pressure, more specifically in the first half, but we saw it in the third quarter a little bit as well. Their trapping defense was leading to early clock contested threes, and it just set the tone for the Heat to be able to get out and run and just generally get into their offense. But enough of that. I want to talk about Kelly Olynyk tonight because my guy is just playing unbelievable. I mean, you know, he played a fantastic game. He had good help defense on a bunch of possessions, a ferocious alley-oop dunk on the break, an insane block on Isaac Okoro, I think it was, where he recovered to his man and got a phenomenal block. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging 16.5 points, over 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, over a block. He's shooting 56% from the field and 57% from 3. That dude is playing out of his mind, and he is the second biggest reason on this team after Jimmy Butler for them playing as well as they have, especially since Bam's been out.
That is very fair. If you look at it, a lot of times, KO has been our second best player on most nights. Brian, you didn't get a chance to talk about your man KZ Okpala the last time, but you wanted to make sure that we did him justice. Just for you, he had another solid game tonight, so I want you to talk about KZ and what you saw from the game tonight.
Well, as the world's leader of KZ Okpala stock, I'm really happy, man. Listen, the guy has all the tools to be a very good player. It's not there yet. You know, he has his moments where he looks like an extremely raw player, but man, I am so happy to see these flashes. I think, after an off season of really watching film and kind of getting the mental aspect of the game down, you know, he's going to come back so much better. But so far, all I can ask for is, can you put together 20 minutes of serviceable basketball, right? And maybe within that mix in some flashes of the ball handling, the switchability on defense, you know, the rebounding, which has been pretty decent. You know, I am so happy for my guy. KZ is prospering. The KZ hive is strong, and we're coming in full force the longer the season goes. I'm in a good place.
Did I die? Did something happen to me?
No, I'm saying I own most of the stock.
The leader in KZ stock, huh?
Yeah, I can pull up the tweets from years ago. I was on this man since Stanford. Nah, that sounds weird.
Bring the receipts.
I could. I don't know how to bring them up.
Take a screenshot, send them to Manny. He'll bring them up.
I got you.
So
I'll do it.
All
right,
cool. But yeah, KZ Durant. What's up, Mike? What's up, Ricky?
I'm just looking at the comments right now. I'm seeing KZ Pippen. Wasn't nobody calling KZ Pippen until I did.
Hey,
we can
man,
do this. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Hey, man,
Go ahead.
you know the boy, I'm sticking to my KZ Durant, brother. I got him higher than all of y'all. This man's going to be one of the greatest players of all time. Alana.
That's a guarantee.
Yeah, absolutely. You can book it. Alana. So Bam made his return tonight. I want you to talk about what you saw from Bam's game tonight and your overall thoughts on what you saw from the team.
Honestly, I feel like Bam had a sneaky game. I actually had to look up his stat line by the end because I was like, wait, I don't even know where he's at. But I mean, first game back, we can't expect that much. I think that obviously he had his hands full with Allen, but he wasn't phased. I don't feel like his confidence didn't shake, and he was looking active out there. I'm glad he's back. I'm also glad that him and Kelly were able to share some time and not have Kelly regress. So I don't know. It was a good team win. I think we moved the ball really well, and their defense was super solid too.
So Ariel, I think you have a stan in the comments. His name is Ariel Tambis, and he put hashtag my recap. So I think you have a personal fan in there. I also want to acknowledge I got Twisted Tapioca's comment. It was from a few minutes ago. He said everybody internet is working and the show doesn't feel right. Don't worry, Twisted.
Jinx us. Come on.
Gad's internet went out as soon as the comment went. So Gad, the resident Ethernet user, my brother, you have been one of the most positive people on this show for a while, and all the reason more for you to be even more positive tonight. What did you see from the entire team? And you can pick whatever player you want as your prize.
So I guess the talking points have already been Jimmy.
No, nobody's talked about Jimmy.
No one's talked about Jimmy Butler. Okay. I guess it's a routine that Jimmy Butler just kind of anytime a big catches a ball at the elbow now, Jimmy Butler's a threat to take the ball away from him. It doesn't matter where he is on the floor. Jimmy Butler will take the ball. It's like one of those like myths where you're like scared of like going in the bathroom in the dark as a kid because something's going to pop up. It's like Jimmy Butler, like the ghost of Jimmy Butler will just eat you and get a pick six and get a transition bucket. It just happens. He's crazy. It's legitimately crazy watching Jimmy Butler go to work every single night. Like he is so much better than I think any of us ever anticipated that he would be for a prolonged stretch. Like what we saw in the bubble isn't really a fluke because when he's been healthy this year, he has looked like the same damn player, and it is unreal. It's a joy to be able to watch Jimmy Butler and appreciate him playing basketball every single night. It's crazy. I know you guys talked about Jimmy. Every single game, I'm honestly dumbfounded about how good Jimmy is, but I'm happy as hell he's on our team. I hope his ankle is all right.
Yeah, so that was by design that they didn't talk about Jimmy. I was giving them individual players to talk about in context of the entire game, but I want to spend time focusing on Jimmy right now with the entire panel because D Wade sent out a tweet saying that if Jimmy Butler isn't in the MVP conversation, then there's something wrong with the process.
He was tweeting during the game?
No, not during the game. It was sometime early. It was like the other day.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't he? Yeah. He had like 2 threes tonight though. No.
Who?
D Wade.
The D Wade, the real D Wade.
Oh, I already think you got like hello.
Brother,
the real D Wade needs to be represented. I'm so over.
I like the shirt that you have on, Alana.
Thank you. Appreciate
but
you.
You didn't get it from the 5 Reasons Sports Network, unlike me with this Just Dog
We're
shirt.
working on it. We're working on it. Ethan has something coming to me, hopefully, in the next century.
First of all, every time that Eric was saying Dean Wade, bro, it was pissing me off. I wanted to break my TV. But let's get back to the Jim VP conversation. Ricky, I want to throw it to you, and I want you to make the argument because I feel like most of Heat Nation has made it throughout the course of the season. Watching him go through this stretch. But I want you to make the Jimmy for MVP argument right now.
Okay, so Jimmy Butler, based on what we have right now, if I'm not mistaken, the Heat are 4-10 with Jimmy Butler out away from the team. That's 1. 2, like I think it was Gad that just said this. The playoff run was not a fluke. Jimmy Butler going shot for shot with LeBron James for 6 games in the NBA Finals after Goran Dragic and Bam Adebayo go down, that wasn't a fluke. The guy is averaging LeBron-like numbers when he's healthy this season. Okay, that is very clear. And one of the reasons why the NBA will probably not even look in Jimmy Butler's direction is because a lot of these awards are based around narrative. What's the sexiest story? It's one of the reasons why Russell Westbrook, despite having, I think, the 8th seed, got the MVP. That was because he had a triple-double and made history doing so last season. Now, I'll tell you this right now. LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo is probably not going to get it this year because of voter fatigue. And then you have Joel Embiid, who's going to miss the next 2 months because of that, thankfully, bruised knee instead of something worse. Jimmy Butler should absolutely be no worse than third in terms of MVP discussion this season, but he won't be because just turn on your TV Thursday nights. The Heat could beat a good team by 15 points, and not EJ, but Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck will talk about virtually anything else during those highlights. The narrative in the NBA is not pro Miami, not pro Heat. There are a variety of different undertones to that, and unfortunately, that will disadvantage Jimmy Butler in terms of the MVP vote. However,
Preach, King. That's been a thing for a while.
Yeah,
that's not new.
This isn't the first time. So dating back, for example, to 2009, one of the only things that LeBron James, arguably the greatest player that's ever lived, had overweighed that season in terms of the MVP vote or the MVP case, he had a 66-win team. Dwayne Wade was dealing with Michael Beasley as a rookie, half a season of Jermaine O'Neal,
Mario Chalmers
as a rookie, Yakuba Diawara, and for about a month was averaging close to 40 points a game, right? So this isn't the first time in which a Heat player or someone from the Miami Heat didn't get the respect they deserve. I'll say this one last thing, and I know we got to keep moving, but Eric Spoelstra has yet to receive a Coach of the Year award, okay? Despite having a 60-win season, managing the big three. In his rookie season, coaching a team with just one good prime player to 43 wins and then 47 wins the following season, trending upwards, no recognition, aside from people in the media saying, oh, he's a well-respected coach and all that other stuff, okay? Spo hasn't gotten any love since he started playing in this league because people have viewed him as a puppet. This should not surprise any Heat fan out there.
I don't think it does anymore, but I've missed about 50 comments while I was letting you get your point out, bro. So I want to acknowledge Christian Cardis. He said, hell, Ethan Skolnick, father of Dragic, breaker of trades, protector of sneaky athletics, king of crafties and the intangibles, long may he reign. You should kick Christian Cardis. You should never say that again. Shout out to Twisted Tapioca for the $4.99. Don't know. He said, just won my 5th game of Guess Who. I'm a GOAT. Sure. Shout out to Justin for the other $4.99. Don't know. He said, cut the crap. We don't want to speak on this win over the poverty franchise. Where's Clutch? Trade news. Good evening, Royal and the crew. Sorry, but you guys have to watch Clutch Corner for that kind of stuff. I got Christian Cardis also gave a $1.99. Don't know. He said, Jimmy making me think his play level is sustainable. And I think that was the last dono. So let's go ahead and let's harp on that topic for a little bit because I think someone said that that this is the best that we've seen Jimmy Butler play, and he's probably better than most of us expected. So I thought it's to Alana. Alana, do you think this new Jimmy Butler, the one that we're seeing now, is who Jimmy Butler is? I mean, considering all things considered, like, is this who Jimmy Butler is?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like the fact that anyone was even calling his performance a fluke in the bubble is ridiculous. I think Miami was the perfect fit for him, and I will throw myself way under the bus. I was concerned about him coming here. I wanted him, but I didn't know if it was going to work. I was completely wrong. I think that this is who he is. I think he really likes playing with these guys. He really wants to prove the fact that, like, again, the whole bubble experience wasn't a fluke, not just for him, but the whole team. I hope that he stays healthy. I don't really know why he was playing so long in the 4th. That definitely was not the right call, in my opinion. That ankle rolled, and it's going to swell. But we'll see how he looks tomorrow night if he even plays. But no, I think this is definitely sustainable. This is the real Jimmy.
Brian?
I think it's sustainable. I mean, every great player has years like this, right? Where, you know, they have an MVP caliber type of statistical season. And I think this is just kind of Jimmy Butler's turn. You know, he's in the middle of his prime. I don't see why, you know, this would slow down anytime soon. And he said, maybe it was a couple days ago, that this is easy for him, right? You know, he's not doing anything super crazy. It's not like he's shooting 70% from 3 on like 10 attempts or something like that. Like, he's doing things that we've seen him do throughout his career, just at a higher volume. So I wouldn't be shocked if this was just who Jimmy Butler is.
Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely with you on the saying, like, Jimmy Butler's doing the same thing that he always has done, but just at a higher volume. Ariel, I'm gonna throw this to you. What is it that Jimmy Butler's doing that we didn't know that he was capable of doing?
Nothing. There's nothing that we didn't know. Maybe just to the extent to which he can run an offense and control the pace of a game. But I think that if you had watched Jimmy in Minnesota, maybe not so much in Philly because he didn't really become the fulcrum of that offense until they got to the playoffs. But if you had watched them, you could have seen that a lot of these playmaking abilities and the natural just know-how of how to play the game and when to take over was already there. But I mean, man, Spo has used him better than any other coach has used him. He's put the ball and run in his hands and run much more offense through his hands. He's just a monster, though. Like I definitely knew he was a great defender before he got to Miami. I had watched Jimmy Butler throughout his career, but not, specifically focused on him. But man, like he's just such a monster off the ball, on the ball. Like he does this crazy thing where when his man or actually another guy tries to drive baseline, he'll fake. Like he'll fake at the guy, a fake dig. The driver knows that, Jimmy's going to rotate over, so I've got to kick the ball out. Jimmy knows that he's going to do that. So it's really a fake dig, and then Jimmy throws his hands up and get a steal. Like he's just so much smarter. He's playing chess, 4D chess on defense all the time. And again, Greg and Ethan have talked about how the Heat front office knew they were getting a great player. They didn't know he was going to be this good. And so given that we know and we see the level that he's at currently, I think it would be criminal to not maximize this roster, make whatever moves you can to get the best possible team around Jimmy, because he's just a player who's at his peak right now. He's never going to be better than this. He's reached his absolute, the top level of his powers, and the Heat need to maximize that because this is their chance, in my opinion.
So you're saying that this is Jimmy's peak? I'm not so sure about that because I thought I saw Jimmy's peak before he got here. Like, just being honest, I'm going to say, like, I didn't personally know that Jimmy could dictate the pace of an NBA game the way that he's shown me that he can do consistently. I knew that he can do it in spots, so I knew he was an awesome, closing lineup type player, but I didn't know for a season that he could control the pace of a game and bend it to his will on the defensive side of the ball if absolutely necessary. So, Gad, I'm going to throw this to you. Ariel brought up Spo in this, and I think it's a really good point. How much does Spo have to do with what we're seeing from Jimmy?
I think Spo, he has a lot to do with it, obviously, because – can you guys hear me? I feel like I'm –
We can hear you.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay, here we go. We're back.
Guys, donate to Super Chat so my man can get some better internet, please.
For real. Yeah. But anyway, no, I think Spo definitely plays a part because Spo's a great coach and he puts in his players in a position to succeed, especially defensively. But I think a lot of it's just been Jimmy having his own team, but also a team of guys that kind of see the game the same way that he does. So a lot of the problems that he had earlier in his career was he didn't see eye to eye with the coach, with the players on his team and whatnot. But now it's Jimmy Butler's team. It's Jimmy Butler's mentality, and it's infectious to the entire team. And I think that's the biggest thing. When you get a group of guys that align with their leader, then you can make special things happen. And that's what you're seeing with Miami right now. And Jimmy Butler, as we've seen, is probably one of the best leaders in all of professional sports.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
100%. Go ahead, Ricky.
I think it's also – I think what we also need to remember about Coach Spo is that he's a student of Pat Riley. Pat Riley has always been the kind of coach that has loved playmaking big players, starting with Magic Johnson, then Anthony Mason, and then Jamal Mashburn, and then Lamar Odom, and then Dwayne Wade to a slightly lesser extent, and then LeBron James. Yeah, but maybe not so much Karan, but LeBron James, and then the one time we failed was with McBob, but then after that, you have various different players that have come in and have been the kind of playmaking big guys. Now, to answer your question, I would say, for a 6'8" hard-nosed small forward like Jimmy Butler, points and rebounds are expected. But one thing that has surprised me has been the assists. And when you combine the fact that Spo is a student of that kind of mentality where your best player is not just the guy who puts up points, but he makes everybody around him better within a disciplined culture that is very friendly to the three-point shot as well as hard-nosed defense. I can understand why this same Spoelstra, which basically activated the best form of LeBron James that we have ever seen between between 2012 and 2013 is you got a guy with comparable abilities, if not talent, comparable will to go out and do that. It's no wonder that Jimmy Butler is giving you triple doubles every 2 games. It's not a surprise. And
I
it
like
only
this.
gets better from here.
Let's make this a hashtag. Preach, Ricky. I like that. But yeah, I'm with you 1,000%. I do believe that the playmaker has been the absolute biggest surprise to me. I do want to get around to some of the other guys because we could spend this whole hour talking about Jimmy Butler, just being perfectly honest. But the reason I was laughing when you mentioned McBob is because I was so excited about Josh McRoberts.
Me too.
No,
Me too.
I was so excited. I saw him that year before in Charlotte. He was an absolute monster facilitating as a big. I thought he was going to ball over here in Miami, just being honest. So I want to shout out, who is this? Codeine Bama for the $5 dono. He said Olynyk playing hard not to get traded. If he does go back to playing trash after the trade deadline, I'm going to be heated. We totally expect Kelly Olynyk to drop 4 points as soon as the trade deadline passes.
This is who he is. He, like Jimmy, has reached his apex as a player, and I think you can expect this going forward into the playoffs. He's going to be the starting 4 on this team and contribute immensely to their path to the championship. Write that down.
Yeah, so Twisted Tapioca with the 199 dono said, how much y'all think hotel room lamps cost? I don't understand why he's trying to cause chaos. Let's get around to the rest of the people on the roster. Brian, I'm gonna throw this to you. Let's talk about the Dragic / Tyler Herro dynamic. It seems like we can't get both of them to play well at the same time. So tonight, I don't know if you want to call what Tyler Herro did playing well, but he did contribute.
Yes, we absolutely want to call it that.
Okay,
well,
want to be honest.
It's not good efficiency.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Okay, Brian, Alana, since you jumped in, you're going to go with whatever point you're going to make. But Brian, you start. Brian, you start, bro. How did you feel about the Dragic / You can speak Dragic or Herro.
All right, I'm gonna say I'll take Herro. He hasn't been playing well as of late, but I've kind of said like this is to be expected of a guy in his second year. In the middle of the season, he's gonna have these slumps. 4 of 13 isn't good. But again, from your 6th, 7th man, it's manageable. When you have a guy like Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo playing, it's not like they need Tyler Herro to be, peak Tyler Herro every single night. But yeah, I mean, I can't say that right now they're playing excellent basketball.
Okay, so this is what I will say. We have been clamoring for Tyler Herro to kind of accept contact and to make it to the free throw line. So while he was 4 of 13, he did have 7 free throw attempts. So I will give him his credit, although I still think he played like trash. Alana, I'll let you counter it after I read this dono. Thank you for the $5 dono from M4A1 Heisman. What's everyone's thoughts on KZ? How KZ's been playing the past few games? We talked about it. We all love what KZ's doing. We have 2 people claiming that they have advanced stock in the KZ Okpala train.
Am I one of those 2? Can I get in on that?
No. Hell no.
No, you weren't one of those 2.
Coin, baby.
But yeah, you can get in on some of. But I think
tweeted about him mid-game. His 48th professional basketball experience, 48th game today. But G League or NBA.
I think Brian owns 51% of the shares on the KZ hype train. So, we got to talk to him. I argue that 70. But, Alana, Brian, I do want to give you a chance to make the argument for Tyler Herro's game.
Let's go.
Okay, here's the thing. Box score might not look great. However, I feel like we need to take a second and look at the fact that he played a way more versatile game, which is all I'm asking for because everyone wants to trade him away over Duncan. And thank you. Yes, that's great. I do not agree because I think he's way more well-rounded. He did a lot of stuff that I liked tonight, and his pace is picking up. So I liked what I saw, and I'm going to cut him some slack. He'll be okay.
Y'all are killing me in the private chat. Did I read the dono that you wanted to read already, Ariel?
Yeah, you did. It was the Kelly one. I wanted to get that one. You took it from me, but I got the next
sorry.
Kelly dono.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't. Somebody else don't know and mention Kelly Olynyk so I can let my guy Ariel do it. I didn't read the private chat in time. You really turned this into a Duncan slander.
Michael, don't start with me.
Yeah,
just control.
Okay, so I'll let Gad take Goran tonight. What did you feel about Goran's game?
Let's see. How did Goran do box score wise before I get into anything?
I'll give you
27 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
2 points, 9 assists. I mean, he was just dishing assists. I guess He had a stretch early on in the game where I said, Goran, what are you doing about 4 times in a row? Outside of that, I thought he played well. Like, defensively, he looks like a 35-year-old man, but you're going to be able to mask that to a certain extent. Obviously, you want him to have a little bit more bounce in his step, but it's fine. He's 35. He had 2 points. We're going to need him to play well tomorrow, which is the important game. I think Memphis is actually like a sneaky good team that last year I remember they just absolutely waxed the Heat in this type of scenario. So I would like to see Goran play good tomorrow night, scoring-wise. But just passing the ball around today, I was cool with it. Just limit the turnovers in stretches.
Yeah, so I think the stretch that you're talking about, he had it was a really weird pass. I guess Bam could have caught it, but it was a turnover that he tried to throw to Bam, and then he threw the ball to Duncan when Duncan wasn't looking, and then he threw the ball over Tyler Herro's head. He was on like the right side of the floor, and Tyler Herro was at the top of the key, and like threw the ball over Tyler's head. But yeah, I can't remember the 4th turnover though. But yeah, I think he was trying. You know, like that's all I can ask for from Dragic. Like he's the old guy. Go ahead, Ricky.
Well, here's the thing. I'm looking at Tyler Herro's stat line right now, right? He 31 minutes, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 of 13 from the field, but 7 for 7 from the free throw line. 1, he was being aggressive. The shots weren't falling, so he was finding a way to get points. That's 1. Number 2, he might be shooting 4 of 13, but if he hits 3 more shots, he's 7 of 13 and most likely has 9 plus 15. That's 24 points. Decent night, right? I mean, 3 shots can make a difference. You know, it's like a game of polling where if you have 3 out of 10 people that agree with you, if you change 3 minds, you're suddenly winning in a landslide. That's just the way things are right now. And he's going to have nights like this. But if you told me he was 4 of 7, if he was 4 of 13, but no free throws, then that's a bad game, because I guarantee you right now, Spo isn't going to be the happiest person in the world that he was 4 of 13. But one thing I do know he appreciates is that Tyler Herro was aggressive. And that's what you need from Tyler Herro. If Tyler Herro remains aggressive, that makes it easier for everybody else, because he's going to force people to collapse. Because
Fair
if
enough.
they stick with Tyler, then, you know, Tyler's going to go to the line.
Fair enough. Tyler did get to line. Go ahead.
Can I just say real quick though? I mean,
wait a minute.
He was also 3 shots away from 1 of 13. So.
Yeah.
So, if I had bought 10 Bitcoins 5 years ago, I'd be rich as fuck.
Ricky, I'm backing you on this one. Great point.
But you know what? Like, again, personally, I think I have lower expectations of Tyler than most other Heat fans. So I'm good with him just being an inconsistent 6-man, whatever. But like, to me, that's more Dion Waiters and like Bradley Beal or whatever people want to call him. So
That's fine.
Okay, now Ricky, I have to know what your favorite color is after that comment.
Blue.
I figured as much. Okay.
Blue. The color of tranquility. Let's talk about Duncan Robinson, who Alana hates.
Okay. Now I'm gonna get freaking ripped apart all over Twitter.
I got your back,
Alana
Milana.
hates Duncan. Okay, I just think he's one-dimensional, and if we have to part ways with him, I'm fine. I also don't want to pay him 18 to 20 mil. I don't hate him.
That's fair.
That's all.
I think Duncan was good tonight.
better than Tyler, though.
I think Duncan was good tonight, so I want to hear positive Duncan talk. So I'm going to throw it to Gad, our positive expert.
Oh, positive from me tonight? I mean, he shot the ball well, and he cut one time really well. So we'll give him that. But he also did have like the single worst defensive possession I think I have ever seen, or at least this season, where he closed out late on Chetty Osman. And then he bites on the pump fake, almost fouls him. Osman misses drawing the foul, misses the shot. Duncan watches him get the own offensive rebound and then put it back up. Like, it was one of the worst possessions I have ever seen. Outside of that, I mean, he shot the ball well, but defensively, it's just he's either not good enough or he just panics every time he's in the right position. And it's never not one or the other. Like, he's always consistently shooting himself in the foot defensively. But yeah, he shot the ball well, so we'll end with that positive note.
First of all, he gave some of the poorest efforts boxing out that I've seen all like season. And I don't want to spend too much time talking because I wanted to end on a positive with Duncan. Let's go to Kendrick Nunn. Ariel, thanks, Twisted Tapioca.
Shout out to my car getting a mention tonight.
Your
Blanca's
car?
doing well. Yeah, her name is Blanca. She's tucked away in her little spot.
What color is she?
White, of course.
So thank you, Twisted Tapioca, for the $1.99 dono. He said, "Wonder how Blanca has been doing lately."
Very well. Sleeping well.
So yeah, we're gonna throw the Kendrick Nunn conversation to Ariel.
I don't know. I mean, Kendrick's been really up and down. Like he bounced back in a big way when he was reinserted into the starting five, and the confidence was there and whatnot. And then, just before the Heat started playing really well, and before Kendrick started playing well, I specifically remember a few of us on here saying that the Heat can't let a good stretch and or good play by any player trick them into thinking that they don't need upgrades still. And then I specifically remember certain people in this network saying on certain podcasts in this network that they wouldn't trade Kendrick Nunn for Victor Oladipo because he gives you a good enough facsimile of what Victor does at a much lower cost.
I need names, Ariel.
I like being here, so I'm not going to name anyone yet. But y'all can go back and just go back and listen to the 5 on the Floor podcast or any pregame stream. You'll probably figure it out.
And it may or may not be the guy who started the network.
Yeah,
Victor Oladipo
I don't know.
with 34 points tonight, by the way.
That's a great point, Brian. And so he's been really down. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of his last 9 games. He scored less than 13 points, and so. Again, I think if you have an opportunity to flip him for a Victor Oladipo or just any kind of upgrade at that position, you do it immediately. You don't think twice because he's extremely up and down. He's, inconsistent. You should sell high when a player's value is at its highest. I don't know if it's going to torpedo from this point on or go up, but I'm not willing to keep playing these games and have another 3 months consecutive where he absolutely craters and is the worst player on the floor. So move.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. Because
here's the thing. Mark. Go ahead, Ricky.
If we look at the history of this Heat team, going back to 1996 when Pat Riley first started with this team, he transformed a lottery Heat team into Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning within about 6 months. He then did the same thing in 2004, and then it appears as though we're on the brink of him doing it again right now. We've got a decent team by Eastern Conference standards that tends to overachieve from time to time by winning games that maybe they're not supposed to win. But if we know Pat Riley and this Heat team's history even a little bit, it's that there's no way he's going to waste Jimmy Butler's prime. So while we're hearing about Trevor Ariza, do you know what that always means when it comes to Heat history? The guy that Riley really wants, you don't hear about until you see Woj tweet that the deal is about to get done. The only time I remember this Heat team leaking out information about a potential trade down the line was when Shaq nearly got into a fist fight with Pat Riley in 2007 and in the 2007-2008 season. And you started hearing rumors from Stephen A. Smith about a potential trade for Sean Marion, which ended up happening like a couple of years later. So I'm telling you, see, when it comes to Duncan, wait, were we even talking about Duncan? Never mind.
Talking about Nunn.
Yeah. We can't fall for that because we did that in 2017. We can't do that again. Oladipo is very clearly the better player. If Nunn can get you Oladipo, of course you do it. Of course, we're not gonna miss these guys in the long run.
That's real, Ricky. You can't forget who you're talking about midpoint. That's my move. We want to thank Christian Curtis for the $1.99 dono. He said Ariel is this person's rhyme with Schmidt and Kolnick. Ariel,
I cannot confirm nor deny it, but I definitely won't deny it.
Because I'm a stud.
That's all I got.
I think that's fair enough. Who haven't we? Oh, this is what I want to talk about, Brian. I'll throw this to you. So essentially, KZ was the first big brought off the bench.
First player.
First player. Well, he came in with Goran Dragic, so they came in at the same time. But he came off the bench before Tyler. Okay, first player. KZ was the first player brought off the bench. He played ahead of Precious, or essentially took all of Precious and Chris Silva's minutes. Is that something that you think Miami's looking to do moving forward? Do you think it's because of a trade? Like, why do you think that is?
I think it's because KZ is a more versatile player than Precious as of right now. I think that you trust him. I probably don't trust him on fives as much, but I trust him on basically any other position. He can hit a corner three in theory. He's not shooting super well, but at least you have that threat. Precious is at this point basically just a rim running big. So I can see why Spo wouldn't want or is opting for more versatility. And I think that's just kind of what it comes down to. I wouldn't be surprised if a few games later, it's Precious coming off the bench instead of KZ. I think he's just going to basically go with whoever is playing better at the moment.
Okay, so I really need to acknowledge this. My guy, Dr. Struce, he said Ethan and Ricky are the best ISO contributors on the network. Everyone else clear out and let them play one-on-one. Hey, I believe both of them can have like an hour-long show and keep it interesting by themselves. Like, I think that's like a realistic thing. So we want to shout out the guy, Mendels Isma. I hope I'm saying your name right. He says, how does Ralph do both hangover and post-game show? Who the fuck is Ralph? I don't think it's.
Why are you spelling like that?
Yeah, I don't know. You know how these kids are these days, Brian.
Christian Carter must not know who Brady Hawk is.
Right, millennials. So Alana, I kind of want to give you the same question that I just posed to Brian. What is it about the way KZ's been playing that has warranted him kind of taking those minutes from both? Well, Precious was a DNP. Well, Chris Silver was too, right? Yeah, both of them were DNPs, coaches' decisions, and KZ pretty much soaked up all those minutes. What is it about the way that he's been playing that has allowed for that to happen?
I mean, I feel like he's way more aggressive and he's willing to take more chances. Also, I know we've probably beat this to death, but Precious's hands are awful. He literally can't hold on to anything. So whoever thinks otherwise needs to reconsider their opinion a little bit. But no, I think he's improved a lot more. I think he is way more willing to basically be what they need him to be. I think he's more versatile. And I mean, it did cross my mind that it could be trade related, but at the end of the day, I don't think Precious has really earned a lot of playing time either. So it could be one or the other.
Okay, so we want to shout out the guy HM. He said, I'm on the KZ train, but do you think that Spo is giving him these minutes as promotion for being trade bait? Just wondering. I guess everybody's talking about it now. And I mean, this game we kind of talked to ad nauseum. So let's kind of throw that to Gad. Gad, do you think that KZ's being showcased for a trade?
I just want to shout out HM. I feel like I like every single one of the comments that he has on these streams. So HM, keep those coming. Like I like the things that you say. I like talking about them. But no, I don't think KZ's trade bait. Honestly, could he get traded? Absolutely. If an opportunity presents itself for this team to get way better. But I don't think KZ's someone that they're really looking to trade. Like they really believed in him. They gave him 3 first-round picks or 3 second-round picks, not first-round picks. Oh my God, he's not Drew Holiday. But it looks like they believe in him, and he has that switchability defensively where he can honestly guard 1 through 2 in stretches, and he can really guard 3 through 4 pretty well as an ISO defender. And then if he gets strong enough, he can probably guard 5s or certain 5s, not like Joel Embiid. But the switchability, and I think he's much more of a fluid athlete than Precious. He's someone that I actually trust to kind of use maybe a dribble or more on the open floor, changing direction than Precious does. So I think KZ is someone that could stick around. And I see the vision with them playing him now, developing him kind of as that other 4 to use in stretches.
So I want to shout out 2 comments. So Marco Romo had a comment. He said KZ is low-key a great finisher. Dude has strong upper body. He does. Christian Carter, yes, I do know who Chico Bean is, and people have told me that I look like him before. Brian, I'm going to throw you the same question that I just threw Gad. Do you think that they're showcasing KZ, or do you think he's just getting more reps as they trade the pieces around him?
I think that's disrespectful to the GOAT, KZ Okpala, first of all. But yeah, no, I don't think they're doing it to showcase him. Look at that. Look at that. All the way in 2019.
That's 2019?
Wow.
2019. KZ Okpala is the perfect 3-4 for the moment NBA. He has all the tools and upside to be a great player in the league if the team is patient. Wow. More I evaluate 2019 NBA draft, more I contrary to other reads. I actually really like the depth of the 17.
Oh my gosh.
Leif, big fan here. Brian next to the org about KZ Okpala. Wow.
Oh, Brian from the top rope. Let's go.
I
definitely convinced KZ. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Bro, he's been on this train.
You would have drafted KZ at 15?
They were going to.
It's
they
true.
wanted to take KZ
round,
with that pick.
KZ,
I try to tell everybody. I've been on this train for a while. Listen, I'm not saying that they wouldn't trade KZ.
Man.
Obviously, they would if a deal showed itself. But I don't think that they would move KZ for
Listen.
anything that's not going to be here for very long.
So Ricky, bro, in the interest of fairness, bro, I have to give you an opportunity to try and get in on this because right now the boy look like he got 65% ownership on this KZ stock.
Ricky's searching his phone very quickly. I can see.
Ricky was tweeting about KD to the Knicks 2 years ago. He didn't have no say.
Pull that up. Pull that up. Actually, here's the thing. The early I'll you know what? Because look, if it's a fact, it's a fact. The earliest mention of either KZ or Okpala was June 20th, 2019. Indiana has traded number 32 to Miami for 3 second-round picks. Here comes KZ. I like. That's the earliest.
Draft night.
The Lord got me beat. He got me beat.
Yo, you got to give the man his props, yo. So, Brian, you've officially won the 51% majority stop in the KZ hype train. The boy Gad is a minority owner. He says
I'm a minority owner.
Obviously, but Gad is also a minority too, bro. Well, Gad, in this case, you lose. Ricky wins this round. Hey, listen, brother, that's another podcast entirely. But I'm with you.
That's RJM Radio right there.
Yeah. So, what else you guys want to talk about? Alana, I'll let you take the conversation wherever you want it to go tonight.
Where do we think we're gonna end?
In terms of the entire season?
Yep.
I mean,
like record-wise or like
in the standings?
Yeah, in the standings. Because I kind of feel like we're going to end up sitting pretty at 3.
Ooh, I like it. I'm with it. They're finishing third. They've got an easy strength of schedule. They're going to win another 11 of their next 12 games and go on a total 21 out of 23 type run, and they'll be in the 3 seed.
Yeah. Gad, what do you think Miami's going to finish in the standings?
3rd.
I think the streak is
that. People agree with me. What's happening here?
This is a different show, Alana. Ricky,
you're right. I forget.
Ricky, what do you feel like Miami's going? Did you answer already? I don't know. I think I might have missed your answer.
No, I'm waiting. I want to go. Let me go after.
Oh, okay, Brian.
I'm waiting.
I'm gonna say 4, but I hope they end up wherever they get the Nets last because that's basically where their season ends.
That's why we need 3.
Okay, so first. No, so first of all,
no.
James
Kyrie?
Harden?
That's tough.
Joe Harris?
Good players.
So Manny, when Greg Sylvander comments on this stream, you make sure you leave his comment up there for a full minute. He said Alana the Heat org agrees. I don't know what you said, but they agree with you.
That they're going to finish third.
But I didn't acknowledge the $5 dono from HM. He said 5 straight DNPs for PJ Tucker, Harkless, and Silva for Tucker works. Would Houston be so ready to get rid of him that they would consider this? I feel like this is a clutch question. Heat need a 4 badly. Give up a first-round pick for Tucker. Listen, we're never going to let that man hear the end of that. But I think I want to kind of acknowledge this question. I think this is more of a clutch question. But Ariel, you seem to do pretty well with this. Do you think Houston would consider getting rid of PJ Tucker for that package?
Kind of depends on what the market is for him. If teams are offering anything of significance, then probably not. That kind of just seems like a throwaway deal for them so that they don't have to buy him out. I don't know. Would they consider that? Again, like I said, depends on the market. If I'm the Rockets and I don't have any good offers on the table, I would ask the Heat for a 2nd-round pick, maybe a couple of 2nd-round picks and see if they bite. It's not a great deal. Those guys aren't going to play a ton for them. They might give Chris Silva some run. They're trying to go a little bit younger. They don't have a ton of depth. I don't know. Not a great deal on their end, though. I think they can do better.
Okay, so first of all, I might need to get my shit together because I don't know what currency this is in. This can't be dollars.
No.
Filipino.
Okay, thank you for getting me together.
Well, I almost just fell out of our chairs, Loki. At the same time.
Speaking of chairs, the 5 Reasons Sports is now sponsored by Vertigear. Hey, what a segue. I think my guy Ricky J. Mark is also sitting in a beautiful Vertigear chair.
You need to pull up the conversion.
Why, yes, I am.
Oh, man.
Yes, I am.
But yeah, somebody pull up the conversion. But thank you to my guy Henry for the 125 Filipino dollars. I don't know what that translates to in US dollars.
I'm looking that up now.
Thank you for my man Roy and the crew. Always thank you for showing love, Henry. And then we want to shout out Twisted Tapioca for the $4.99 dono. He say, I'm in Target right now. Looking for a hotel lamp replacements. A lot of people who look like me in here. Twist. I don't know why he comes in here trying to start anarchy, though. But Ricky, I don't think we ever got to your answer of where you think Miami's going to finish. And also, this is the next question, the follow-up from our guy, Dr. Struz.
Yeah.
He said, for people who think Miami's going to finish in the top 3, who falls out of the current top 3? So you answered both of those questions, Ricky.
Not a problem. First of all, 125 Philippine pesos is $2.57.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah. Okay. Secondly, I've got the Heat at 5th.
Who's
I've got them at 5th.
I don't really know how to take this.
Okay, here's why I've got Miami at 5th.
If you say the Knicks
Miami's
are moving
going to
up,
do
I'm logging off.
Go for it. So
Wait, let him finish.
He doesn't get the show. He doesn't get the show.
You gotta be here, Ariel. You gotta be here.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Miami finishing 5th. Miami's they're doing pretty well right now, but at some point later in the season, the Nets are going to get KD back. The Sixers are going to get Joel Embiid back, and I have a feeling that the Sixers are going to be able to stay above water while organizing the offense around Ben Simmons. Because the last time Joel Embiid went out the way he did, they went on like a 9-game winning streak without him. And with Doc Rivers, I could see that happening. Not only that, so that's one of the reasons why I've got it. The Heat are going to do pretty well. However, there has to be an inevitable slip at one point. Okay, there has to be an inevitable slip, and for Miami, it will hurt Miami more than say the Sixers, who have been trending at the top of the conference for as long as we've seen. So the next question is, who, if hypothetically Miami were to get into 3rd or 4th, I would say the Boston Celtics, because the Boston Celtics have had trouble all season. They are rounding into form a little bit, but we got to understand that the Celtics are still the Celtics. As great as Jason Tatum is, he's still reliant on the jumper, and there will be stretches in which that won't go down, and Jaylen Brown won't be enough to get them to the finish line. So, long story short, I've got the Heat at 5th, and I've got Boston falling out of the top 4 if Miami were to somehow get to the 3rd seed.
Preach, King. Speak, King. I got to be on a different plane of thinking to understand what my guy's doing here for us. One thing, Chris over.
I appreciate what Ricky's been doing now.
Yeah, I missed Christian Carter's 199. Don't know. He said aim for a 4 so Giannis can't use the home court excuse. Obviously, yeah, I did get the other one, but yeah, I want to throw this to Brian next. Brian, if Miami moves to 3, who hypothetically moves out?
I think it would probably have to be. I guess maybe the Nets. I don't know when KD is coming back. Yeah, probably not. See, that's why I don't think that, because it's either the Nets, the Sixers, or the Bucks. I think that they're all better teams than the Heat are right now. Like, I don't think the Bucks are going to go anywhere. I think that the 76ers have the most likely. But I just don't see anyone slipping out. But I guess if I had to pick someone, the 76ers, because Embiid's hurt. So it's kind of where I'm at.
All right, Alana?
Yeah, I was going to say the 76ers because I just can't rely on Embiid staying healthy, unfortunately, for them. So I think that would be where I cast my vote. Ariel?
They're going to knock the Bucks back down to 4. Miami's got an easier strength of schedule. They can make up 3.5. I think they're 3.5 back as of after tonight's win, so they can make up 3.5 games on the Bucks.
Okay, Gad.
Yeah, I think it's either the Bucks or the Sixers, because the Sixers have Embiid that is hurt, and the Bucks, we play them once, we're only 3.5 games back, so really 2.5 games back because we're winning that game. So that's not too much ground to make up. Let's say if, I don't know, Drew Holiday already missed with COVID, but if they have like another COVID issue, because I don't think they've had many outside of Drew, then that could be like enough. I'm not saying I'm wishing that upon them or whatever, but these things are very real possibilities. So I think even if that doesn't happen, though, I think the Heat can catch the Bucks. They're on fire. Their schedule is very easy right now, so we're only getting better.
Yeah, so I'll answer both really quickly. Yeah, I think Miami is going to end up in 3rd. I think the 76ers are going to be the ones to drop out. Like, I don't believe that their play is sustainable for an entire season. I think they're going to fall off the wagon. So really quick, we got the Grizzlies coming in next game, the return of Justice Winslow, or we're going to Justice Winslow to play against him. I think this will be the first game since we traded him that he's played in. So quick predictions for everybody. Ricky, how do you see this game playing out, and who gets the win?
I think Winslow has a comeback game. He plays really tough defense on Tyler Herro and whomever he gets tasked with. I think Ja Morant has a really, really solid game against Miami's wings, and the Grizzlies win by around 13. I don't see Miami pulling this out.
My man, Brian.
He's gonna win. He probably win by like 5 or something. I don't know. They're gonna win though.
Okay, Alana.
I was gonna say Heat win by 3.
Okay, not Michael. Ariel.
How dare you?
Oh boy.
No, I'm not that good looking.
That was totally on purpose.
We're going to go with Ja Morant goes off, gives Kendrick Nunn that work. He has about 35 points, 9 assists, 4 steals, all on Kendrick Nunn. But Jimmy continues his tear. Bam, now that he's got his feet wet, has a really strong game tomorrow night. And the Heat win 115-112. Close game.
All right, Gad.
Do we know anything about Jimmy yet?
Do we know
He's the best player in the NBA.
Okay, but
No, he means his ankle
Where did he
swelling.
Oh, okay.
We don't know anything injury status was?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to go under the assumption that Jimmy plays. Listen, this is probably a scheduled loss because we're on a back-to-back. We're traveling. I think the Memphis Grizzlies are resting tonight. Jonas Valanciunas is someone that's going to give us problems. Ja Morant is obviously ridiculously quick. With all that said, Heat win by 8.
Okay, fabulous. So we want to shout out the 2 quick donos that we got. We got Chris in 3-way. He said, thanks for good entertainment. You're always welcome. Thank you for joining us. Christian Curtis with the $2.99 dono. He said, justice for justice. Gets revenge game. Career high 69. Nice. Yeah. In your fucking dreams. Listen, this is my prediction. As always, the Heat gonna blow that shit out. We winning by 20 over the Memphis Grizzlies. Justice comes back and has a stereotypical 8.6 rebounds, 4 assists game. Ja Morant gets locked up by Kendrick Nunn. The revenge of Kendrick Nunn. He comes back and has 15 points or whatever.
Who's he getting revenge on, though?
On all of us for counting him out.
I've been positive.
I didn't count him out. He's a Leo. Come on now.
I've been counting him out.
Okay, I'm about to say I'm speaking from personal experience. Maybe it's just me, but I've been kicking him off the team since the finals. So he's revenge against me. He comes back, scores 15 points. Bam goes to work. Jimmy goes to work. Heat win comfortably again. So time to pay the bills. All right. So who's paying the bills tonight? Okay, let's go with Ariel. Ariel, tonight you get to pay Biscayne Bay Brewery.
Biscayne Bay Brewing, put something up for me to read because But anyways, all right, let's do it. So Biscayne Bay Brewing, they've got the Tropical Bay IPA. They are the official sponsor of the Marlins, I believe. Visit www.biscaynebaybrewing.com. You can ask for it at anywhere local in Miami. They make the best beer. I've never tried it, but I've heard that it's phenomenal. So visit biscaynebaybrewing.com, find out where you can get it, and thank you for supporting them.
Alana, tonight you get Miami Grill.
All right, Miami Grill.
Don't worry. There you go.
We bring Miami to the table. If you're craving it, we're making it. Apparently, they serve cheese, steaks, Greek gyro, chicken wings, everything in between. Boy. I would go there if I lived in Miami. I'm
Giannis
just saying,
never
that
coming
looks
to Miami
delicious.
now.
So go to Miami Grill late night for me.
All right. So, we got one more sponsor. Ricky J. Mark. I'd like you to do this sponsor for us. This is going to be the first time it's done on the post-game show. So you get to talk about our new sponsor, Vertigear.
All right. So for those of you that are not sure about how a king must truly sit, every king requires his throne, whether you're playing video games, whether you're streaming sports, or whether you're just living your life as a king must. Vertigear, these guys will make you feel so comfortable. I can testify to this personally. I'm the proud recipient or the proud owner of a Vertigear chair. You can go to vertigear.com and check out an amazing group of Vertigear chairs that'll satisfy your every streaming, gaming, and pretty much anything need. there is a link that I'm sure will be in the show notes, but if for some reason it isn't, it's vertigear.pxf.io/5RSN. You go there, you'll get some money off because after all, these are good chairs, they're quality chairs, and they're worth it. And you'll be able to pay a little bit less. So get a Vertigear chair, become the best possible gamer, streamer, whatever you could possibly think of. And I guarantee you, your butt will thank you.
You know what, Ricky? I give that an 8. The link will be in the description on the YouTube video. Yeah, the link will be in the description.
You didn't grade me.
I'm sorry?
You didn't give me a grade.
It's because, Alana, you knew your grade before you ever started. Okay?
You're right.
There you go, sipping for Alana again. Anyways, thanks to my guy, Ariel Atias, Alana Ty Howard, Brian is the king. Gadiel Cartagena, Ricky J. Mark. I didn't say Brian's last name because I forgot it while I was saying, but his name is Brian Young. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd. Thank you guys for joining us in the comments, as always, for making the show more fun than it could have been. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out the Vertigear chairs in the affiliate link. It will be in the description of this video. Thank you guys for joining the post up. We'll see you guys next game. Peace.
Tomorrow
Free
night.
Marco Romo.
Free rock. Wait, he's already free?